So creating an abundant mindset. So
abundant mindset.
Abundant. I can't say that all the time.
Abundant.
A bunny?
A bunny mindset?
A bunny mindset.
A bunny mindset.
Having a bunny mindset.
A bunny mindset.
Okay, we're going back and forth with words.
Because I guess it would be true because bunnies see just about everything as food.
Yeah.
So it would be an abundant mindset for a bunny.
I swear, we always come with the funniest things sometime as we're starting this, right? So, hello everybody, and I hope you're having a good day so far. And welcome back. What's funny is I know this is like a huge glass, right? I'm drinking a protein drink mixed with it's an amino drink. What else is in it? Rodella. It's a Rhodia, which is a natural energy supplement, all natural. And so we have all that mixed in here. I thought I totally needed a protein drink. I don't know what it was with me this week. I was doing
a vitamin packet.
Yeah, and a vitamin packet. So it's like a really healthy drink. This is like a lunch in a cup. Okay, you really don't need to have lunch after this. So that's what I'm drinking today. And I throughout this week so far, I kind of been thinking about, that's what I wanted to talk about, is having an abundant mindset, okay? And a lot of the times, we as entrepreneurs, or just anybody really, a lot of people were not really brought up with that, okay? And it's kind of like, it's funny with this computer, because I told you guys I'm using my husband's computer until mine gets fixed. I miss mine so much. But, I have looked, going on this computer, this is kind of an example of an abundant mindset. Can be on this computer and I'll be like, oh, it's running slower. Oh, the internet, I mean, it's like, it's maxed out on RAM. And maxed out because I have like a lot of things open at one time, usually on my computer. I'm doing all kinds of miscellaneous stuff, work, I do research, and I have like a lot of tabs open at any given time. And I can do it on here and it bogs down. And I get so frustrated and I'm thinking, oh man, I just wish I had mine. It was better, and that's kind of like an abundant mindset. I'm looking at this computer going, it's less than, right, than mine, but that is looking at it as a negative mindset or as a loss, right? We're looking at it as, oh, it's slower, oh, it's not as good, oh, this, oh, that. But on the same token, having an abundant mindset about it would be like, at least I have a working computer. At least I'm able to do my work. I'm able to do my research. I'm able to get on my social media and do what I need to do, right? So that's kind of like, in a funny way, explaining an abundant mindset versus operating at a loss, okay? And so I think that's a good thing I wanted to talk about this week. And it's a challenge. I can tell you it is a challenge for many people to have an abundant mindset of more, okay? And what I mean by that is you're allowing for that abundance, regardless if you think you have it or not, okay? Because anything you do can be operating from a loss or a gain. And what I mean by that is, like, as entrepreneurs, we have a tendency to go back and forth, and everybody does. And if you're not taught this at a young age, if you're not taught this while you're still a child, you can take on the mindset of, oh, I'm already in a loss. I'm already in the mentality of the poor mentality mindset. I don't have enough. I'm not enough. Nothing is enough, right? And we're like never satisfied, because we can have everything in the world. I mean, we could have the big house, we could have the big cars, we could have the money, we can have all the things that we want in the entire world, and still operate on a poor mentality mindset. So it's not just about like assets. It's not, just about what you physically have, okay? And the thing is, a lot of people think about abundance naturally. When you hear that word, most people are going to think rich, a lot of things, material items, money, abundance, and all those things. But a lot of the time, that's not always what it means. And you can have everything in the world and still have a very poor mentality mindset, okay? And the opposite is true. You can have, you can have nothing. You can have the simplest things in life and have a huge abundant mindset about everything. So it could be like the opposite effect on either side. So I think, we really kind of need to make it a balance. And, how do we balance it, right? There's really no real way to have 100% balance in every area of our life, because that would mean perfection, which there's no such thing. But I think just helping people gain that perspective and gain that mindset of how can I see where I'm at right now as more instead of less. And I've had to struggle. I've had to struggle with this for years. I still struggle with this, guys. It is an ongoing process. It is a process we have to mentally, emotionally stay mindful of what we're thinking. And it really all dates back, to, like, again, what you were taught in your childhood, what you were taught in school, what society has taught us. Society has taught us that enough is never enough. And they've got it rigged, and it sounds crazy, but society operates on different, like anything that you might want or need, it's never going to be enough for you. And they do that in advertising. I don't know if you guys notice when you listen to advertising on the TV or radio or whatever, they'll tell you, oh, you need this, or you need to have that, or you should have this and this and this. And if you get this particular product, or if you get this thing over here, it's the have all, be all, everything. And once you have it, you're going to be satisfied. It's going to do everything for you, right? And you get the product, you have it, you experience it, or, and it's not enough. It's like you want more. It's never enough. And we are taught to do that time and time again. So as humans, we are always on the lookout for more. We want more, but we feel like we're way less, right? If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And
well, in a way, it's more like always feeling at a loss. You never have enough. You never have what you truly need, is what you feel like. Mm-hmm. You never get what you truly need. You never have what you truly need. But yet, you're never sitting there you by concentrating on such stuff, you never sit there and think, okay, I have oxygen, I have water, yeah. I have food. You have what you truly need. For business, if you have a spare computer, like yours broke,
yeah.
But there's a spare computer. That's abundance. You have that spare computer to actually do that with. Mm-hmm. It's operating from a system of abundance.
Even though I look at it some days and go, oh, it's running so much slower than, And
hey, it's old, but it's like an old freight train.
Yeah.
Give it enough time, it'll get you there.
And it's crazy how that works. And it's just, that's how people think. That's how people operate. Most of them think poor mentality, or just operating at a loss. Everything is never enough. And when you do that, if you really sit down, I think, and think about it, okay, how many years have you wasted doing that, right? How many precious moments have you wasted in your life doing that kind of thing? And it could be obsessing about, not having, because, as humans, we have our basic needs. If we have, like you said, our basic needs are met, but maybe sometimes other needs have never been met. Our emotional needs maybe haven't been met. in the right way, and it causes us to feel like we're never enough. Like, personally, for you as a human, taking out all of the material items and all the things that you can get, as a human being, each one of us have really huge potential. We have really great brains. We have amazing creativity, but a lot of the times that gets bogged down with I am never enough, right? And I used to do this to myself.
Or I am lacking.
I
don't have.
Yeah, I don't have. I'm never enough. You're operating at a lack of.
Yeah.
Even though you may not actually have that loss. Okay.
You may be sitting there. Oh, I need this equipment. I need that equipment. I need this other equipment. I need this other equipment. I need this. I need that. And I need to get this other thing. And then later on down the road, you find out that all of it was already on your cell phone.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
True.
Literally. So, I mean, that's not an abundance mindset.
Mm-mm.
That's a mindset of I'm lacking all this stuff. When when you have what you need, and it's not necessarily physical stuff that you need to worry about. You could be doing this mentally, saying, I don't know how to do this. Okay, I don't know how to dig a hole to plant a tree. You know how to use a shovel? Well, yeah. Then obviously you can dig a hole to plant a tree.
And if you don't know, consult YouTube, right?
Yeah, go look at YouTube.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I've had, like, a personal experience. I have done this just recently, and like I said, it's a growing process. We all do it. I'm still doing this, and I have to catch myself. Like, when I decided I wanted to become a life coach, okay, and I decided that I found my where I wanted to be, and I thought, okay, well, how in the crap am I going to do this? I don't know anything about, how to create a program. I don't know I'm writing a first book, and the thing is, if I found myself doing that for a good couple of 2 years, I think, since I've really struggled. I've been struggling with this. And it's like, I don't know if it's not going to be this, and it may not be perfect. Like yesterday, I was listening to one of the coaches that I really stay close in touch with, and I'm always on her videos, and she said the same thing. She started out not knowing, and she's like, I have no idea how to do this. I have no idea what I'm doing. But you learn along the way. Now, but she moved forward. See, if she was to say, oh, I don't know how to do this, so I'm just going to, not do it. I'm not enough. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be enough. She wouldn't have got anywhere. And that's the same thing where I've been having that problem too, where a year ago, I was like, well, I don't know anything. What if the information is not enough? What if I'm not enough? What if, the program that I'm going to be creating is not enough? What if the book is not good? I mean, all these things just kept coming into my head and just saying, I'm not enough, right? That is operating at a loss. I was operating at a loss is because I was doing that, right? I wasn't moving anywhere. I wasn't moving forward. So to get that, and if you guys have experienced this in other areas, like maybe in your business, you're writing a book, maybe you're creating a program, whatever you're doing, right? Creating a product. If you are in that mindset of, oh, it's not going to be good enough, it's not enough, this, that, and the other, you're never going to move forward. So what do? The way is, and I know it's probably oversimplified, and there's a lot of, I think, mindset and emotional work that needs to go into this, but you just do it. And you will learn along the way. We've got so much information on the internet, guys. You cannot not learn something, okay? Like Toby said, if you don't know how to dig a hole, you can look on YouTube and say, how do you dig a hole? I mean, you learn. And so what? I have tried to, because I operate on that level too. I'm like a type A. Okay, I'm a type A personality. I like stuff organized. I like structure. I like things. I like perfection. I like to have everything just bam, 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 right? And I like to have it in a timely manner. But that is not, you know, for us type A's out there, raise your hand if you're a type A, okay? For us type A's out there, we really have to go deeper and say, okay, wait, no. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to, you know, be totally complete, tied up in this cute, gorgeous bow. You learn along the way. You learn as you go. And there are going to be those people out there that are naturally attracted to you because you're operating on an abundant mindset, but yet you're not going back and looking as, oh, I have to be perfect. It has to be this. It has to be structured. I got to go, all the check marks, check. I got this done. I got this done. And everything has to be in a timely manner at a certain time and this, that, and the other, right? That is actually another way that, you know, kind of getting it all ties in together, I think. That'll keep you bogged up too, and that'll keep you in that, I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. I don't know how. The thing is what I've learned is you don't need to know the how, and you don't need to know the when. Okay? Those will come. That will come when you start initiating whatever you're working on, whatever you're doing. When you start initiating, those things, the how and the when, will come into play. Okay?
And it does it by itself.
Automatically.
As a matter of fact, you know,
yeah.
It'll automatically do it by itself. As a matter of fact, things that you didn't even know of how and when will flat out run you over and say, here I am.
Yeah.
It will come to you automatically. You don't need to go out there and try to search everything out, wrap it up in a nice tiny little gift basket so you can open it later. Don't do that.
And we were talking about that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We were out and about doing some errands, and we were having this conversation, Toby and I, after listening to, I had my phone on. We were listening to the coach and that I listened to, and we were having a conversation around this as we were stuck in traffic. I believe, yeah.
Yeah, we were fighting.
traffic, and
it seemed like every single road in existence had barrels on it.
I know,
and we closed down to one lane with 50 billion cars going down.
So we had plenty of time, and we had a conversation around that. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to operate in that kind of a mindset, guys. And it's actually done me more harm to operate that way. And I'm not enough. It's not enough. I'm lacking. I don't know. I don't have this. I don't have that. So what? It's like, okay, when you were a kid, all right, riding a bike. Let's go with riding a bike. Okay, I think that's a good scenario too. It's riding a bike. Okay. When I first started riding a bike, I had a little trike. Okay, I was a little trike, 3-wheel, very long. I was so happy on it, right? Well, my mom and dad got me a regular bike, and they put training wheels on it because I wasn't used to the 2 wheels, and they put training wheels on it, and I got comfortable, and I felt great, and I was riding along and everything. And one day my dad was noticing that the wheel was actually balancing between the two training wheels, and he said, "I think you're ready to take them off." And I'm like, no, Daddy, don't take them off. Please, I want my training wheels. He's all, no, literally, I think you're ready. So he took the training wheels off one day, and he says, okay, start. And I was scared. I kept saying, no, Daddy, I can't do it. I need the training wheels. I need the training wheels, right? I was already operating in that loss, not having confidence in myself, not thinking that I can do it, because, you know, I got so used to having that crutch with the training wheels on that was where I stayed, right? I didn't move forward. Well,
in the reality, you weren't using the dang things anyway.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was balancing on the wheel where the both of the training wheels weren't really touching the ground. They just, you know. And after he did that, I started off riding, and I was actually riding pretty good, and I was happy about myself because I was riding my first bike without training wheels. And I looked back at them all, Daddy, I'm riding. Well, as soon as I looked back, crash. I crashed the bike, skinned up my elbow, skinned up my knee, right? I cried.
Well, yeah, you really should have watched where you were going.
Yeah. I nursed my wounds for a little while, and a few days later, I got back on the bike again and did it again, right? And I kept doing it until I practiced enough to where
Not the crashing, just the riding the bike.
The riding. Well, I did crash a couple more. I did crash a few more times, but I got the point of the story is I got to a point to where I was riding a bike with no hands on the handlebars. I could just sit there and ride, and no handle, no. And I was operating in an abundant mindset at that point because I felt confident. I knew I could do it. So it's like the same thing when we grow up and we do our, through life, our businesses.
If you don't know how to do it, look at it this way. If you don't know how to do it, you can always figure it out. Yeah, and if you fall and crash, so what? If you fail, so what? That's part of the learning process, right? That is part of it. I used to look at failure as such a bad thing. Oh my gosh, it was horrible, right? But then now, and I still have to kind of tell myself this at times, failure is actually not really failure. Okay, we think as humans that when we fail, we let down people, we don't do it right, it goes wrong, it goes sideways, and we feel bad. The thing is, it's not really failure, okay? It is actually just a learning experience. It is part of your journey. It's part of your learning experience. It's supposed to be there for a reason, to teach you stuff. Like if I wouldn't have fallen, okay, and skinned up my knees and my elbow and I had the tears and all the emotions and everything, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have been able to get stronger and better with the bike. I got back on the bike and I actually learned better and I was able to do a wheelie and go, like I said, ride without no hands on the handlebars. Because I failed, I got better. But a lot of what people do, instead of jumping into that abundant mindset, jumping back on the wheel, or jumping back up and doing it again, they fall down, they skin up their legs, they skin up their knees, they bruise their ego, they hurt their feelings, and, oh God, I can't do it again. Oh, that's horrible. I can never do this. It's awful. And they quit, right? I mean, that was a little dramatic, but... But seriously, they quit, right? They stop. They don't want to go forward because they hurt. They've been hurt somehow. Either physically, mentally, emotionally, they've been hurt. So they don't want to go back and feel the pain again to get past the pain and go up into an abundant mindset, guys. Having an abundant mindset, from my personal experience, there will be times you're going to fall and fail. You're going to skin your knee, skin up yourself somehow. But that is the only way to get to that abundant mindset. You have to go through stuff to be better. If you go through stuff and let it bring you down and let it keep you down, you're going to stay stagnant. You're going to have depression. You're going to feel bad about yourself. You're going to stay stuck in a very poor mentality at a loss mindset. I personally know people that do that and have done that their whole lives and they're stuck and they don't know how to get out of it, right? It's because they were never taught or they never learned to get out of that and start seeing their experiences, they're bad, they're good, all those experiences where they felt pain. They were not willing to jump past that and get over to having a more abundant life. Okay, and I know we've all done it. I've done it. Yeah, you've done it. I mean, like maybe what would be one of your personal experiences that you had with that sort of same thing happening? Wow. Talk about being on the spot.
Well, I had to put you on the spot this time.
I was
See?
busy doing something else, and all of a sudden you're all, what do you think? I'm like,
Well,
okay,
I mean, you know,
so, okay, the only thing that's popping into my brain is back when I was doing copiers. Something. It was on a machine that I hadn't touched before, and I had to go look at it. But I was operating from, I've never seen it before, I don't know how to do this, I don't know.
Yeah.
And this is when, before I actually started working on any copier that friggin' moved. This is back when I first started. I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, all the I don't knows. Yeah.
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 And I got there, and I started looking at the machine, and it's like, this is no more than a supersized what I've been working on. I can do this! And literally, that's all it was.
Yeah.
It was the fear of not trying, or of going there and not being able to do it. But the reality was, I was already able to. So I did not have the abundance mindset of, I can do it.
Yeah.
If you start tweaking your mindset, okay, of I can't do it when you're faced with something that you've never done before, or something that requires a little more effort, if you start tweaking your mindset to where you're not saying I can't do it, you're saying I can figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can learn. If you don't stop learning and you keep on growing, continuously learn, you're going to learn for the rest of your life. Get over it. It doesn't end with school.
Yeah. We don't come up to this perfect mountaintop and say, I've done all the things, I've accomplished everything. It is done. No, it don't work that way. We strive each and every day to become better and better and better, but we will never reach that peak,
If you've done everything, you've been down to the bottom of the Marianas Trench. If you've done everything, you've been down there. Well, guess what? Nobody's been down there, so obviously you have not done everything. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah. So,
but the thing is you can learn. You can learn what it takes to build a sub. You can learn what it takes to make a livable environment for going to deep depths. You still have to learn all of that stuff to accomplish that thing. Okay? I mean, you can do anything. Literally, there is nothing that the human body cannot do that can be literally thought up.
Yeah.
If you can think of something to do, the human body can do it. You just have to get it into your brain, in between your ears, that it can be done.
Yeah. And you have to...
You just need to learn how.
You have to allow for it, too. You have to allow yourself to say, okay, I can do this. Like I said a while ago, you don't have to know the when and the how. You have to know the who. And what do I mean by the who? You have to know you in your heart, that it starts with you first. Yeah. It starts with you. The rest will be figured out. It's like...
Okay, here's an example. State going way the crap back in the Olympics, okay? With the pole jump. Okay? There was a guy out there, in the Olympics, his first time out there in the Olympics, and nobody in the Olympics has ever cleared X amount of height. And don't ask me for specifics. Go look it up, because I don't remember the specifics anymore. But nobody had ever done it Nobody had ever done it. It can't be done. It can't be done. It can't be done. This new guy, first time ever in the Olympics and everything, he had him set it to that height. And they're all, it can't be done, it can't be done, it can't be done. He ran out there and exceeded that height.
Wow.
Just, bam, done.
And he proved everyone wrong.
And he did not listen to, it cannot be done. He sat there and he asked himself, what do I need to do to get it done?
Yeah.
It can be done. It can be done. I know I can do this.
And that's the who. That's part of
that.
him.
That's the who.
Yeah.
That's him.
Not what everybody else has said.
Now, here's the thing. The following year of the Olympics, after he did that, everybody was hopping it. But it couldn't be done.
Yeah.
So it took one person in an abundance mindset, in the who he is, that made him possible to do that.
And for others to
and
be
then
able
others,
to.
once they seen, yes, it can be done. This is not an impossibility. All of a sudden, everybody else was jumping that high.
Mm-hmm. And it's like it's contagious, and it goes for the other side too, guys. You know, we're always attract, you know, a lot of people, we get around the people that have the negative mindset, that have the poor mentality, operating at a loss. Stick around those people long enough, you're going to start experiencing the same things they do. In other words, you're going to be like, oh, but this guy, he's like, yeah, the Olympic, and I don't know much about the Olympics, but I mean, he had a totally different mindset, the abundant mindset, that he could do it despite what everybody else was saying and was telling him. And he's like, I'm not listening to you guys. Forget it, I'm not listening. He listened to him. He listened to what it was in his heart, that he knew he can do it. He just had to figure out a way to do it. And he did. And the other people followed. So it's the same thing when we're out there doing our businesses every day, and we're doing, whether, like, you know, whatever we're doing in our business, a product, a book, a coaching program, whatever you're doing. And if you get to that point and you're sitting down with yourself and you're going, man, I don't know if I can do this. Plug into people that have done it. That's what I do. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Oh, wow. That's what I do. When I get those days where I start feeling like, oh my gosh, it feels like the world is falling on me. I'm in the process of starting this book. I've got the titles done and everything. And then I have left the content, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if they take it wrong? What if I can't say the words right? What if this? What if that? And then I'm like, okay, wait. And I start plugging into those people, those coaches, those mentors that I stay close with all the time. I listen to their podcasts. I listen to their things. Mark Hoverson, I listen to him. And it gets me plugged into that abundance mindset. So when I'm starting to go off the other end, over here into the lack mode, going, I can't do it, I plug myself in to people that can and have, that have come to similar stories as mine, who've come from a mindset, a poor mentality mindset, who come from hitting bare bottom to where they are now. I plug into those people, and guess what? As soon as I start listening to them and I plug into their stuff, I began to go back in my heart and go back in with myself and start allowing myself to feel that abundant mindset. And then when I do that, I get myself fired up and I'm like, yeah, I can do it. So what if it's not perfect? Who gives a crap? The way I look at it, like you were saying yesterday, if you think it's not all tied up in a perfect bow and it's not perfection, like say for a coaching program, okay, I'm just putting that out there because that's, you know, if I do the book, okay, let's go back to the book. If I do the book, I get the book done, okay, in my mind I'm going, yeah, I think it's all right, I think it's good, you know, and you're just sitting there, yeah, that's good. And you're doing that. You're still, even though you're saying it's good, you're still operating from a lack. Because you're like, I don't feel that it was perfect. I don't feel like I got my words out correctly. I don't feel this. I don't feel what if that. What if they don't see this right? What if they take it wrong? But then someone goes and reads the book, right? Just one person has to be, it can only be just one person can read the book. And they're like, oh my God, this has changed my life. This is so amazing. I can't believe the information in here and the stuff I took out of it just really changed how I see things. It impacted one person so hard, but yet you personally, or me, I'd be like, oh well, yeah, it's all right. But the other person may see it as epic. So, I mean, we can't sit there and let it go and think we'll get it out there when it's complete. We'll get it out there when it's perfect. We'll get our products out there when we've already had success. We'll get our products out there when we've had people that have, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought.
If you go from...
sorry about that. I lost my train of thought.
If you go from the thought process of it being perfect to you,
right?
That's not necessity.
Yeah.
It just has to be perfect to someone that needs it.
Exactly.
Because in reality, in the human nature... In reality and in the human nature... in and of itself, anything that we do is not perfect.
Ever. Yeah.
I mean, I'll sit here and, do all my crap here, okay?
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting there thinking, I'm always sitting there, well, I could have done this. Well, I could have done that. Well, I could have done this. And then someone that sees... or listens or whatever, or someone that experiences whatever product, okay, it's the best thing since bread and butter.
Yeah.
It's heaven sent, okay?
To them, yeah.
To them.
Yeah.
That's all it needs to be.
And that's
it's not, when you're putting out a product, it's not about you.
No.
It's about them.
And if it helps them, that should be all that matters, guys. If you've impacted one person, it's changed their life. And that's what we all want. We all want to help
that's
others.
What you started doing it for in the
first place. Yeah, that's
place.
what we all, everybody who's ever started a business, like life coaching, we want to change people's lives, not because of us, but because it helps them. Yeah, we get benefited in the long term, yes, because it's our business. We get paid for it. But it's impacting them in such a way that they're able to go out and be the best that they can be. They're able to go out and get, start feeling better about how their life is going. That's what really matters. So I guess, operating an abundant mindset just takes a little bit of patience. And don't expect yourself, if you've come from the background of never having an abundant mindset, don't beat yourself up if you try really hard to have an abundant mindset and you keep going back. It's because you are so used to that. We all tend to go back to our habits and where we learn things.
Learn to take the small wins. Yeah,
exactly. Learn, even if it's just and you don't see it as it's a step forward, guys. Okay. It is a step forward.
You go to clean the house and you're not able to do it, but you were able to vacuum the floor. Okay, that's the only thing you got done.
Yeah, it's still good.
It's a small win.
Yeah.
You got the floor done.
Yeah.
Small win. Take the small wins. The more you embrace those small wins, those small things that you get done, the small little victories, the more you embrace those, the better you start building on the abundance mindset.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be significantly huge. Don't think that you have to go from here to here. Okay, you'll get there. It takes time. You just got to have patience with yourself. You've got to open yourself up and allowing it to happen. Okay, you can't be closed-minded about this stuff. I know you've heard us say this before about the small wins, and it seems simple, and it is very simple, really. And it doesn't seem like much, because us as humans, we go, small wins, you know? But you'd be surprised. It's like, and I think we'll close with this, because I don't want to, like, go way long, but, well, I'll close with this. It's like, when Toby and I first got married, we were living in an apartment, and we were eating like crap, okay? It was an electric stove. I couldn't cook anything. I burned everything under the sun.
Burnt water.
We started getting more processed foods, eating junk, eating candy bars, eating, I don't know, just whatever we can get our hands on, right? And we started feeling like crap, too. But then, as I started getting more into feeling healthy, doing the healthy thing, we made small, tiny changes. We realized what we were doing to ourselves, for one. And we started making tiny changes. We didn't go from eating bags of chips and candy bars and processed foods to greens and salads and kombucha and green smoothies and all this healthy stuff overnight. It was a slow process, but we did little tiny things here and there that started changing our eating habits. And then now, because we're eating a lot better now, we feel better, we have more energy, we are healthier, and everything. So it's the same type of thing. Don't expect it to be huge right away. Take them in small, tiny bites, and start really keep being mindful of your mindset when you're doing things. Okay, and that's just not business.
How does a mouse eat a block of cheese?
One bite at a time.
One nibble at a time.
Exactly. Can it swallow a whole chunk of cheese? No.
You'd probably get crushed by a block of cheese, but...
So, anyway, guys, I hope this has been helpful. I know, I love to talk. These kind of subjects. I love talking to you guys about this. I really do. And I hope it's helped in some way. I hope you've taken just a little bit of, even if it's just a little nugget from it. So we're going to close out for now, and just be, again, this week, as you go about this next week coming up, really kind of think about what you're doing during your business, your personal life, and kind of make note of what kind of mindset you're in while you're doing these things, while you're doing your just life, okay? Just kind of be mindful of that. And if you noticed yourself always going into the lack, I can't do, I don't know how kind of mode, catch yourself and go, oh, I'm doing that thing again. Okay, how can I switch this, and how can I look at it in a different way as in a more of an abundant mindset?
Well, I don't know how to do this. How can I figure out?
How?
Where do I need to go to learn how to do it?
Exactly. And then do your research, right? Do your research and go do it.
Oftentimes it's a whole lot easier than you think.
It is. It's not as hard as, people make it out to be so complicated. I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I did that lots of times. And then when I did it, I was like, what the heck was I fussing about? This was easy. Whatever, right? So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as we did, talking to you about all these great subjects. Stay tuned next week, and we'll give you another awesome subject on our Coffee Break Conversations. Again, guys, if you have some ideas, seriously, if you have ideas, and I like to mention this a couple of times, if you have anything that you'd like to have us talk about, put it in the comments. It's on my YouTube channel. That'll be on Facebook. Just let us know what maybe you're interested in a topic, and we'll see if we can get that in there for you. So take care. Have a beautiful weekend, and we'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye, everybody.